What's up, guys? Dad Dash here. And I'm coming to you today with a video, right? I'm coming to you today with a video. It's from you're going to notice there's no intro, there's no flashiness, because there's a point to this video today, right? There's a point to this video that I want to make. I want to talk to you first of all. This is just Dad Dash talking to you from the heart. I don't know. This may get 1 view, it may get 30 views, it may get 100 views, it may get 30,000 views. It doesn't matter to me. This is just one of those videos where I want to talk to you. And if you see it, I hope it resonates with you and I hope you take from it. But I want to talk to you about the state of the gig world out here on YouTube. The state of us, what the point of all this is. And, you know, what it is I think that we truly need and what this channel's about, right? What I'm about and what I hope you're about and what we all need to get, to me, focused on, and what we can do, and what the creators out there that have a bigger footprint and a bigger voice can do. And if you watch this video and you see this video, fantastic. I hope you watch it. But let's talk, guys. So with that said, let's get into the video. So listen. Our goal out here, obviously, if you're a gig driver, is to make money. It happens to be that we drive. It happens to be that driving is what we have to do. It's a part of what we do. Some of us shop. Some of us deliver packages. Some of us deliver food. But the goal is to make money, right? And the goal also is to do it differently than the way we've done it in the past. And my whole purpose of my channel is to demonstrate to you how I do it on a regular basis, to show you what I do. And then also, the big thing that I want to do, the biggest thing that I want to do is create an area, a space that's conjoined with others with the same agenda. But an area, a space that we can come together, share ideas, and figure out how we can make our most powerful asset, which is us, work for us. Okay, something you want to understand is this. In the workforce, in the traditional workforce, you have a small group of people, which is management executives, that are controlling a larger group of people. When you're in that setting, okay, there's a lot of ways to control. And there's one thing. Managers will tell you they're there to manage, right? They're there to manage people. They're there to, and they're also say publicly, they're there to manage through motivate, right? And they're try to figure out how to motivate you. Manage and motivate start with the same letter for a reason. It's what they do. How can we motivate a person to do what we need you to do to make the company money? The main method, whether it's talked about or not, and I know this because I was in that small group of people. I did that for years. I was there having the private conversations, going to the conferences, talking with the higher ups, discussing how can we get this big group of people to do what we need them to do on a daily basis, give up their time for purposes of the company's outcome. How can we get them to do it and get them to care? And the main method was fear. And of course, there's studies and there's things, but the main thing you would hear when you would talk to people, you talk to managers, the main way guys got up, or gals or girls, women, got up and moved up in the business world was the most feared. Normally was the one that's up there at the top. The biggest asshole in the room was the guy that was normally the head of the area or sitting in the CEO position. Many times. Many times. That was the biggest jerk. And you'd always be wondering, how did he get there? Well, how did he get there? Because he made everybody fear him. He made everybody think. And one of the things is they wanted you to believe, whether they admitted to it or not, everybody, the environment they felt you needed to operate in to be most successful is you had to create the environment where people believed it was their last day, possibly their last day, even though that wasn't, even though it was farthest from the truth, even though HR would protect them, even though there were steps and processes. You needed the people to believe that if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, if you don't stay extra, if you don't give a little bit more, then the whole world's crashing down. You're going to lose your job, and boom. Now, again, I come from a world of sales and goals and meeting financial markers, right? But you didn't want anyone comfortable. Even though, and this was fought against, right? So you go from that world where you're being lied to, information's being withheld, okay? And then you come out here, right, to a world where the same thing's happening. The same thing is happening. But the interesting part about it is we have much, much more than we can do about it. See, the managers at a company can fire you. Much like the apps, one would say, well, they could deactivate you. Yes and no. We have a lot of control over that in terms of understanding what gets us deactivated and in attempting to stay away from it. Doing things collectively as a whole and learning and figuring it out and figuring out what the next thing is, what the next app is, what the next thing we're going to get involved in is. We do have some control over it. Look, my point is this. The biggest thing we feared, and the biggest thing any business fears, is a group of employees that come together and get smart. And the funny thing is, as I said, I have a history of management, right? But the funny thing is, I learned that when I was at a much younger age. I learned that because I got together and learned the power of group. And I'll share a story with you. I was working in a field while I was in college, and it was actually in management. And I realized, because I've always been somebody who said, you know what, I want to go out and get this, and I want fairness. It's got to be fair, right? And I said to myself, something didn't seem right. It was a bunch of young people that were together working in the management field, and I said, we're way underpaid. And people would say, oh no, Steve, no, you're not. I said, we're way underpaid. No, we're not. Yeah, we're way underpaid. Yes, we are, right? Now, I had gone out and done a bunch of research. Now, here's the reason why I'm sharing this with you, is because I've heard a lot of critiques of the gig conference, right? And here's the main problem. It was a missed opportunity. It was a missed opportunity. And it's an opportunity that still exists. And it's what I'm trying to do, and it's why I'm trying to do it, because of the experiences I've had. But it was a missed opportunity. Now, what happened was, for me, we had a manager conference where it was the first of its kind. When we all got everyone in the same room, it was funny because I was there as one of the for that group, I was one of the people that had been around for a while. So we were all there staying at a hotel overnight for this conference and all hanging out. We were all friends. And the main guy, the main person that was the head of the group, that was the head of the place I was working, he had to go back to the place because the business I was in at the time, it was still running even when we were gone. So he had to stay back behind. He wasn't able to come because this was all just for the assistants. So I took that opportunity. When I got everyone there and we all talked and we all compared notes, everybody was feeling the same exact way as me. And I said, listen guys, here's the deal. This guy, this group, everyone here has said, has tried to separate us, has tried to get us to operate singly. I said, let's operate as a unit. I came up with a plan. I said, everyone gets second jobs. I already had one. We formulated this plan. And I said, here, and we went, I laid it all. I'm not going to get into all of it, but we laid it all out and we put that plan into effect. And everybody submitted requests at the same exact time. Everyone submitted requests for the fact that they were going to need time off. And guess what happens? Like magic, a meeting is called. And I step up and I speak. And I say, hey, what's going on? I said, well, you've seen now that everybody's put in these, well, why is that? Well, it's because we can't afford to work here at the rates that you're talking about. And he said, I don't believe you. I don't believe, what are you talking about? I said, I can tell you right now, I have data that proves we are underpaid based on this industry standard. I had gone around, of course, at that manager meeting and talked to people, got people to talk to me. And I shared it. And he said, okay, well, if you think it's a problem, submit it. And I did. And you know what happened? We all got raises. We all got a 40% pay raise. Okay? Now, I share that with you because what a gig conference should have been about, and it should have been all about, it should be all about, it should have been promoted about. It's not the event of the year. It's not about riding in Teslas. I'm not saying that that's not probably a fun experience. It's not about, having fun or breaking bread or celebrating our successes. It was an opportunity to bring a group of people together under one house and talk about things and have the realization that all of us, regardless of how the apps try to manipulate us, all of us are pretty much the same. All of us are looking for pretty much the same thing. We're all having the same issues, and we figure out collectively how to do it. How can we co-op together, create a co-op, come together, and put the best of what we have? Because the reality is the lifeblood of these apps isn't the technology, it's the drivers. And the reason why they're investing so much money, the reason why they're confiscating so much of our pay, is because what they're secretly doing in the background is, the reason why they haven't turned a profit is because they're taking that money and putting it in R&R. Or R&D, sorry, not R&R, rest and restaurant, no, R&D. Okay, research and development. And what they're developing is how do they cut the drivers out and develop technology that will replace us, because they know we're the most dangerous thing to them. Now, the longer we wait, the more we give them, the more money we give them, the easier it becomes for them to achieve that dream. What we don't realize as a collective, because we're not all talking to each other, because we're busy fighting with each other, because we're busy fighting over diamonds, we're busy flexing about the fact that we're the number one person in our program, and we're dominating our program. And you know what? It's a big companies. These are big Look, these companies are not scary. They're not scary because they're scared of you. They're scared of us. They're scared of us coming together. And what they're banking on and betting on is that we will never have the ability to come together as a collective group and speak with one voice and address these issues and realize that we are the marketplace. We aren't employees. We aren't able to be fired. Because we can't ever be fired. We can be deactivated from one app, but we can find another. We are the workforce. We don't have to quit working. We just have to figure out how we can do what we do as a group, come together in every community that we're in, and create our own world that we want to work in. Because we are the world that we work in. But the opportunity for the people with the big voices and the biggest megaphone in the room, which are the big channels, DoorDash Diaries, Rideshare Guy, Rideshare Professor, Pedro DoorDash Santiago, Mr. Bet on You. All of the people that have big numbers in this space have the ability to start talking to people who will listen. The problem that we had, the opportunity that was missed, is we had the opportunity to bring together people all over the country if we did it right, and to use the big megaphone and to say, listen, the important part is the connection. We are coming together to talk about what we want to do and how we can make things better and ways we can do it. We have guys like Gary Middleton who possess the ability to create the technology in the apps. He can create an app that can go through and, turn down and accept and track what you're doing. You've got Moves. You've got Para. Para has the ability, right? They have a gig app. What? Like, the thing they don't have is they're trying to get it around the drivers. That's the opportunity. That's the opportunity to put 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 people in voices, in ears, in front of them and listen to them and what they can bring. They can lead the co-op movement. What we need is a place that we can trust. The ability to come together. The ability to speak in one voice. The ability to be heard. the ability to compete fairly and say, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to work, but we're going to work at this amount. We want stability. We want the ability to know what it is that we're agreeing to and what we're not agreeing to. We want the ability to have the ability to understand what we're really getting paid and how much we're really losing and how much in fees these apps are taking for the services that they're providing. We will pay for it, absolutely. I would absolutely pay DoorDash, Grubhub, I already am, but I would have no problem paying them for the access to the programs that they provide and the ability to do this because I need them. I need that technology. I need the payment transactional system that they have. I need all of that to operate. But I want to be able to negotiate fairly. What is the real value of your services? And I, as a business, if I'm going to be a business, a small, miniature, very small business, have the right to negotiate fairly with them. And it's that conversation we need to be having. How can we exist fairly? How can we make it clear what we are? The thing that we're squandering is we have a bunch of people at the top who've got to the top who have said, you know what? They're looking for DoorDash sponsorships. They're looking to be sponsored by the apps. That's a problem because that's not who sponsored you. That's not who got your channel where you got to. You got your channel because 60,000 drivers sponsored you. And YouTube is paying you better than the apps have ever paid you. I guarantee it. I've heard it. I've heard it. I mean, I've heard it come out of the mouths of these creators. They're making more money from us, from our sponsorship, from the time we invest in them than the apps. And yet they forget that. And yet they want to become spokespeople for the apps. And yet they want to tell you to do this or do that or work for the apps or do that or give the apps are a big company, stop fighting them. Do this, take every order, break down your motor vehicle. They begin losing themselves in what got them there in the first place. Forgetting about the power they have, the growth they could still have, the fact that they got a market of millions who would come watch them if they would get their messaging right. The opportunity to say, listen, we are coming together as one. We are coming together to work together to reframe labor and reframe what it looks like to be out here and to show people you have the power to do it and we have the power to do it and we have the power to communicate and we have the power to make money in ways that we could never have dreamed of if we get the right people in the right place, in the right room, at the right time with the right thoughts. And we have that out here. It's just whether or not we're willing to get things to where they need to go and lay down the idea of ourselves and start working together as a whole and seeing the power of that and seeing the fact that if we work together, if we start helping other people see how to select good orders, how to find value, how to figure out what's valuable in your market and what isn't, what's sustainable in your market and isn't. You've got places you got apps like Solo, which are absolutely, in my opinion, I've started using the Solo app because I finally was able to figure out how to get the mileage tracking working. And that is an incredible app. I'm not boot kissing or boot licking, and I don't even have I'm not throwing that up on my channel. I'm not going to put it in the links and say, hey, I'll get $10 and I get a referral fee. No, I'm going to tell you to go over to Solo, start using that app, not to give me money, although I guess in a way it's like a thank you and I would do that. I'm not saying, that's not a good idea, but I'm saying I also don't want it to be twisted. I'm not telling you to go do something that isn't valuable. I'm telling you to do something that I found to be valuable. Give it a try. See if it's valuable to you. That's what this is about. That's what YouTube is about. That's what my channel's about. That's what every single one of you out there should be doing. That's how we get better and stronger. That's how we build a collective. That's how we build around this thing, this weird thing that we're in called the gig economy, where anything goes, where there's no regulation, where we have 3 million to 12 million unregulated small businesses, driving around in communities, delivering. And we have the opportunity right now to define that any way we want. We are in control. We have more control than we understand. The apps are scared of us, yet we act scared of them. You go out and you act like you have to do what they tell you when you don't. And that's the point of some creators out here. And some of them have it right. Some of them are telling you, yeah, go out and do what you need to do, what you find valuable, what works for you. And I agree with that 100,000%. UDM yesterday was emphasizing that. And I really, really, really get behind that message. That's what I'm all about. That's why value is a key component of what this channel's about. That's why what I talk to people about is value. That's why what I say, it's value. Because everyone values things differently. But really we don't. If we could sit down and understand the value process and how to value things out and what you need to do and how you need to do it, you would all be able to do the same thing. I don't talk to you or try to tell you what is valuable to you in your market. I try to tell you how to go out and figure out value in your market. That is the goal. If you look at this channel, I hope, as a whole, you have to watch it from the beginning to the end. You have to go to the back to the very first video, like I think I might have 300, 400, 500 videos. I have no idea how many I have. But you go back to the very beginning and you watch the evolutionary process of somebody who's learning, somebody who's going through it. That's what this is about. And developing and coming out of a world where I entered this world for my own reasons, and everybody enters for their own reasons, whether it's because you lost a job, or in my case, you leave a job because you're just tired of the BS and you're ready for something new. And listen, I've experienced it all out here. Okay? It's not been easy. And if that is what I portray in my videos, then I'm doing it wrong, because it isn't easy. I've had many, many bad days out here. I've had struggles I didn't even know, but every bit of it has built my character. Every bit of it has helped me. And every bad day has led to a good day at some point. And every bad day will always do that. And I know that. I'm prepared to have a bad day. I don't like having a bad day. I don't like looking at my bank account and not liking the balance. I don't like getting to the end and realizing how many miles I drove and how bad I effed up a day. But in the things that I don't see in my bank account, I see as a dad, as being present. And maybe my kids would tell a different story and say, well, dang, Dad, you seem like you work more now than you ever did. But I don't feel that way. I feel like I've been able to see things, be part of things, and have experiences that I would never have had, ever. I didn't have before. I've been able to watch life from a different perspective. It hasn't come without sacrifices. It hasn't come without pain. It hasn't come without feeling sometimes like, what the hell am I doing? But at the same point, I'm just living, man. And that's what it's all about. And if you're in the gig world, we're here to make money, but I think you've got to be saying you're here to live. You're here to live a little differently than everybody else. We're here to be a little different than everyone else. And you're probably just a little different than everybody else if you're here in this world. And we're here because we're not looking to get respect from people, or even to have people understand why we do what we do, or to look at us and say, man, wow, what a great job you have. What a great thing is that you do. Because people don't think that. People think of it as like, you do what? And I'm like, yeah, I do what? I live. My day isn't like your day ever. I don't report to an office. I don't report to a building. I don't go inside and sit. I work when I want to work. I work when my bank account tells me to work. I work when my wife says I need this, and I go work. I work when I need to work around my son's practices, around things that are going on. And sometimes I work when I don't want to, because I have to. And that's okay, because I signed up for it, and I know what I got to do. But I know what I'm doing is I'm doing it. I'm choosing to do it on my terms, at the times I want to work, doing the things I want to do. And that's the uniqueness of gig work in a sense. But at the same point too, I see a lot of struggle out here. I see a lot of people I've had conversations with dashers. I've had conversations with people in my community, and I know we yearn to come together and help each other, and we should be doing that. We are not competitors. We are markets of one. I put out a video for that. Jeff Thomas Black talks about that. If you haven't seen Full Dash Closure or read it, or gone over and read the 4 free chapters on his Substack, you should do it. I link it in my videos. There's a full link in there. It should be. I reuse stuff, but I've kept it in every single one of my videos because it's a wonderful amount of information to give you the perspective, to help you understand what you're working with and what you're working against. And here's the thing. There's no AI. There's nothing that can defeat 12 million people that come together and start working together to be better. And then when we take over the AI and develop our own things, because we're the drivers out here knowing what needs to be done, and we become the competition for these apps because we start working together and getting to know each other better, we can make a difference. And we have the people to do it. We have the apps to do it. We have the minds to do it. The question is, are we going to knock the barriers down? Are we going to get to know each other? Or are we going to do it? So, long video. There's a reason why I did it in this format. And that's because of this part right here. Perhaps I should have put it at the beginning because probably, I would say 95% of you won't make it past 6 minutes because that's my average watch time. And YouTube would tell me, lower your videos to 6 minutes. And I would say no, because you know what? I'm going to make my videos how I want to make my videos. Because that's what it's all about. Because I'm not here to work with the algorithm. I'm here because I want to share what I want to share. And if it takes me 45 minutes to share it, I'm going to share it. And if you watch me for 45 minutes and you appreciate what I say, I thank you. If you don't, and you watch 6 minutes and say, this guy's cuckoo, this guy's nuts, this guy is annoying, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing, this guy takes his shit too seriously. Whatever it is you're thinking, that's fine. Thank you very much. The fact that you thought about me today at all is amazing. And I appreciate it. And I'm thankful for every one of you that view my videos. But I hope what you take away from this is this part right here, which may go in a short. And it's this. I said it in another video. One of the biggest opportunities we're missing is the opportunity to get a YouTube channel. So what I want you to do, the reason why I did it in this format, there's no fancy transitions, there's no editing. You're seeing it raw, uncut, and perhaps I should do more videos like this. I'm literally videotaping this right now. When I get pulled over in a safe location, I will upload it as is. And then I will go in and, of course, add some of the things in post. But I'm going to upload it right here. It's going to take no time at all. I'm not going to transfer it over. I'm not going to work on the audio. I'm not going to do any of that. The reason why I'm saying is because it's that simple, guys. What you can do as a GigTube YouTube creator, the real key to creating unlimited content is post about your day. Post about what bothers you. Post about an idea that you have. Communicate with us. And when you hear something that you want to respond to, when you hear about a problem someone else has, post about your solution. And just post it up there. Hey, how to get more orders. Hey, how to drive less miles in the gig world. Hashtag such and such. Whoever it is you're trying to communicate with. Whether it's Dad Dash, whether it's some smaller person, whoever it is. And be looking and subscribe. And listen, don't be stingy with your subscription. Subscribe to every single GigTuber out there. Because every single GigTuber out there is doing one thing. They're sharing their day with you. This isn't politics. This isn't some horrible thing. You should be watching a top dasher. You should be watching a multi-apper. You should be watching a middle of the road, a Grubhub driver, a one-apper, a two-apper, a three-apper. You should be watching all of them. You know why? Because every single one of them provides you with the most valuable currency in our society. And it's been that way. It's withstood the test of time. It's been like this for thousands of years since man was created in whatever way we were created. And whatever you believe we were created in. And that is information. Information is king. Information is more valuable than anything else you can get. Information is more valuable than what you see in your bank account. Because guess what? That's a form of information. All right? Once you have information and knowledge is key. Knowledge and information are the two most valuable things you will ever find. And when you have that, when you can gain that, when you can continue to add to that, it will challenge your thinking, it will expand your thinking, and it will improve you and improve everything and anything that you do when you get more information about it. When you see someone else's experiences, when you see someone else's successes and failures, and you figure out how to apply that to you and what you're doing, or maybe not apply it at all, but you just know and you're aware of it. The more information you have, the better you will be. And that's the opportunity we have to share information, to share and get to know each other, to hashtag each other in our videos and not say, hey, don't do that. We're not look, this is about, in my opinion, Dad Dash is about sharing with you, sharing my experience. I'm about listening to others and listening to their experience. Hashtag me or whatever it is you do. I don't even know if I might be confusing that with Twitter or X or whatever it is. Listen, I'm not big on this stuff, but I try, I try. But my biggest thing is I want to create a community. That's what I want. That is what I see the opportunity that we're squandering, because we're the issue at hand. And I'm talking to Mr. Santiago right now, which he probably won't be listening because it would require that he would get to 31 minutes into my video. But Mr. Santiago is squandering the opportunity, because what he's doing is he's telling you, hey, he's turning people off because he constantly is focusing on the idea that we need to get away from gig work. And while I understand what he's saying, that gig work isn't a sustainable form of full-time income, I think everybody knows that. Why? Because the average gig worker works 4 hours a week, or 4 hours a week, or 4 hours a month. I think it's 4 hours a week. That's it. So they know that. They don't need to be told that. Most people are doing something else. But they're doing gig work for a reason, for a goal. And I also hear, I don't need to teach you. Oh, there's plenty to be taught. You know why? Because there's so many people out here that can't figure it out. There's so many people that are unhappy on a daily basis that post, who say, I can't make money. I can't make money. So when you stand there and you tell somebody it's easy and they're not succeeding, you're failing as a communicator. And that's a shame. And that's a squandered and missed opportunity. That's a missed growth opportunity. Because what you very well should be doing is bringing people together, asking people to bring their problems, their issues, the things that they want, and using your platform to bring other people together who can help with that. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't understand. But the fact that you might be able to bring someone in their market who's being successful together with them is invaluable. It's invaluable. So guys, please, take from this video today, when you get off this, if it inspires you, I hope it does, take your phone, turn it around, and film your first video. And tell me what's on your mind. Tell YouTube what's on your mind. I think you got to go in and you got to create a channel if you have a Gmail account, but you got to create a channel. Create a channel. You don't need a fancy banner. You need a fancy anything. And I want you to post it. And I want you to talk to me. And I want you to put, I believe it's either hashtag or @DadDash. It'll try either one. I don't remember which one it is. And then it'll attach into me. And I will subscribe to you. I will be your first subscriber. And I will talk to you. And if there's an issue you have, I'll tell you my perspective. I will not give you an answer because I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything. But I will give you my perspective. I will give you what I've experienced. I will share with you the information that I have on that topic to get you to think. And then I will hopefully, by watching your video, trigger someone else to watch your video who might have another perspective, And here's the beautiful part. As more people subscribe and watch your problem, eventually you may get to a point where you have 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time. And suddenly you're getting paid for your problems. And that's a beautiful thing, man. That's what we all should be striving for. AdSense money? AdSense money is another gig, man. It's another opportunity. It's a unique opportunity. It's another thing to add to the uniqueness of this thing we call gig work. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you at that. I'm at 34 minutes. And anybody who watches this gets the Dad Dash gold star of approval that says thank you so much. And if you made it through to the end, let me know. Anyways, I appreciate it, guys. I figure, we're driving around, listen to it, turn it on. This isn't something you need to watch because, it's just a thinker, man. It's something to think about. anyways, as always, guys, stay safe, stay profitable, and Dad Dash will talk to you soon.